So, what are the best niche for your digital agency so you can get to a level where people are banging down your door, where you're picking and choosing your clients? Hey, I'm Jason Swank, and I've been in the industry for 25 years. I started a digital agency and grew it to over 8 figures and had a successful exit. And for the past decade, I've been coaching and mentoring thousands of agency owners like you for figuring out how to get to the next level. And I've also bought 10 agencies in the past 10 years. So I know a little bit about the best niches. Now, there's lots of people out there that say you have to pick this particular niche, and that's incorrect. You have to figure out what is the right niche for your agency, and you have to laser down. I know a lot of agency come to me and they think I can be broad. I'm looking at the biggest agencies in the world and they're going after everybody. They don't have a niche, or they have multiple niches. But what you have to look at is, how did they actually get there? And they started most likely small and then started expanding. And that's what we need to do. But we need to figure out what is the perfect niche for you, because someone else's perfect niche is not the perfect one for you. And there's 7 questions that if you ask yourself this and then really kind of look at it, you'll figure out what is the perfect niche for yourself. The first one is, how much experience do we have in this one niche that we're choosing? So I've created this niche grader, and if you guys want to get it, you can go to jasonswank.com/niche grader, and you can get access to this spreadsheet, or you could just draw it out. What I would do is I would write out 4 different niche options at the very top. And then along on the left-hand side, write out the 7 questions. And the first one is which one do you have the most experience in? Now, what I don't want you to do is think about which niche do I have the most clients in. That's usually a mistake, because look, your business up to this point was probably built on referrals, and referrals just aren't scalable. And so what you need to think about is, which niche do I have the most experience in and I understand the most? And so in that column, I want you on a 1 through 10, 10 being the most experience, put a number in there. The next question you need to ask is, which niche is the most reachable? Now, if you're going after a niche that is very hard to figure out who's in charge, who's the decision maker, getting contact information, they're not on social media, and they're just really hard to reach, well, you should put that in there as well. So grade that. Number 3, and this is one of the biggest ones to answer, is which niche has the biggest compelling problems and the opportunities that you can actually solve. So if a niche is, they don't have many problems, or, there's not many opportunities, why would you pick that niche? You want to figure out which ones do you understand the biggest problems and which ones have the biggest opportunities, because the biggest problems that you can solve, they're going to pay you more money. And the more you narrow down in your niche, the more money that you're going to make, because people want to solve their biggest problems the fastest. And if you can do that, you're going to rock and roll. Number 4, which is actually even more important than number 3, is your niche willing to pay to solve their problems, right? There's a lot of niches that they'll go, yeah, I've got a problem, but I really don't have the funds. I'm not willing to pay to fix it. Well, you should strike them off the list. So make sure you grade yourself there. Number 5 is the niche large enough for you? So if you go back to where you're trying to take your agency and the end goal, or the next couple years, whatever your goal is this niche, can it get you there? Too many times I see people pick such a small niche, which is not always bad, but it's too small to get them to where they're trying to go. So is this niche big enough for you? Number 6, can you dominate this niche, right? Look at the competition. And I'm not saying if there's competition, don't pick it. Is there opportunity for you to dominate? When I started looking at getting into helping agency owners, really kind of scale and, create more profit and predictability and more freedom, I looked at the market and there wasn't many people. And all the people back when I started, they were just writing blog posts. They weren't doing videos, they weren't doing podcasts. Their ideas was kind of stale and kind of old and decrepit. And I go, man, there's a really good opportunity for me to really dominate this and get to where I want to go in order to help my particular niche. So can you dominate them? And the last, number 7, is, do you have the ability to get repeat business? If you only can go after a niche and they're only going to buy from you one time, well, you got to put a lot of work into it. And it's just constant turn. And you're constantly trying to fill that pipeline, which you should be doing. But it'd be nice if you're constantly filling that pipeline, but the clients you already have keep renewing and keep giving you repeat business so you can scale and get to the next level. So these are the 7 questions that you need to, ask yourself and rate on a scale 1 to 10, 10 being the best, right? Once you grade yourself on each of the niches, each of those questions, total it up. And whichever one has the highest score, that's the niche that you should take a hard look at and think about really going in. And when you pick a niche, you have to pick it for a long time. And here's one of the biggest mistakes people make when picking a niche. They think they have to get rid of all their clients that don't match that niche, or they can't take on any prospects that don't match that niche. No, you're only marketing to that niche. And then you're probably going to say, well, my clients are going to say, hey, I'm going after this niche, but I'm in this niche. They're not paying attention to you like you think they are. They won't care. All you have to do is if 1 out of 1,000 did ask you, just say, look, we're marketing. We practice what we preach. That's, you're in construction. That's your niche, right? So you just have, don't worry about that. That's one of the biggest mistakes. And don't keep adding on niches over and over again. You have to stick with this niche for a while, really to dominate it. And then when you do want to move on to other niches for you, then what we did is we added practice directors that would act as mini CEOs for that department, that division, that niche, in order to do that. So that's how you can figure out what is the best niche for you this year so you can dominate. If you want to check out some other cool videos that we've done that might be able to help you generate more leads or maybe be more profitable, you can check out these on the screen. And until next time, have a swank day.